Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. In today's video we have another PlayStation 5 which has a blue light of death issue. So when we plug this one in, let's see what happens. Let's give it a bit of power. And then if you look, keep watching the blue light, push the power button, get a blue light for about a second and then it goes off again. Right, so that means there's probably a short somewhere on the motherboard. So let's get this taken to bits and then we can start having a look. So straight off with the side panel and removing the warranty label. And then moving on to the fan. Quick tip, when you remove the fan, just make sure you hold down the socket which is on the motherboard with a screwdriver or something like that, just so when you pull the fan connector it doesn't actually snap off from the motherboard. This PS5 was very dusty, so we gave it a good clean with a fan before we started working on it. Right, now we're down to this stage of having the metal shield and all the top casing taken off. Let's just buzz around the motherboard quickly to see what voltages we've got. So let me pop in some power. Let me bring my multimeter up on the screen. And then let's start looking around for some voltages. So black probe anywhere on ground, make sure we have 12 volts, which we do. Up here, we check the top pin of the top transistor, we should have 5 volts, and we do. Then check the top pin of the next transistor down, we should have 3 volts, which we do, which is all good. Let's see what we've got over here. We should have 5 volts either side of this little fuse next to F7002, which we do. Good. Let's quickly check the other voltages as well. So we've got some of the main voltages. We've got the 5 volts there as well, which is good. So this, I think, is going to be a short somewhere on the motherboard, right? So it's just trying to figure out whereabouts it is. So let's take the motherboard out and see how much further we can dig into it. So straight away we see our problem, right? You can see it on the base here. There's some kind of burn mark, I presume that is. Now, the thing is, if we look on the flip side of the motherboard, right? So the motherboard goes in that way, essentially next to that screw hole there, right? We flip it over. So it points to this area here. On that area down here, on the motherboard, it doesn't actually look like anything has blown, right? I presume something has overheated quite a lot. So let's get under the microscope and we can have a proper look around here. So under the microscope, you can obviously see straight away that this inductor here has not been very happy, right? So obviously this looks like has a major overheat and it's actually started to melt itself. So I'm guessing this inductor's faulty. But I think the main culprit's here. If you look here, this capacitor, right? If you look at these other 3 next to it, they look okay. But this one, it's got a big crack in it, but it's also completely burnt out, right? So that is not good. So what we can do is just quickly test that theory. So I've got my multimeter in continuity mode, which is the mode that beeps when you push the probes together. And we just got one probe on ground and another probe which is going to test around here. Right now I'm guessing this is going to be short. Yeah, so both sides of the cap is short, right? Because essentially this cap here is causing the short, right? So we'll remove and replace that cap. I think what we'll actually do is replace this coil as well. And then we'll come back and give a bit of a test to see what is going on. So coming in with my hot air at 480 degrees and fan speed of 80%, just removing the blown capacitor and the inductor, and then coming in with my test probes just to make sure the short had gone. It had gone, but that second capacitor did look a little bit discoloured, so I thought it's best to remove that one as well. Coming in with some leaded solder just to make sure the replacement of the coils, the inductors, a little bit easier, and the capacitor a little bit easier. And then coming in with some new caps. They do look discoloured, but that's basically from a donor motherboard. Pretty much all of the motherboard look that colour, so the caps are actually fine. Getting them aligned with some hot air, and then obviously giving them a good clean up with some IPA. So with the new inductor and capacitor installed, let's just quickly come back in, check for shorts, right? So no short, that side beeps, which is fine. And then we've got no beeps at all, so no short, right? Good, right, so what we'll do, we'll just start putting things back together again and start giving everything a good test. So starting off by removing the back plate, removing the heatsink and clearing out all the dust. This PS5 was particularly dusty, so it's good to get the power supply as well, give everything a de-dusting, especially around the heatsink and the internals and power supply. And then obviously clearing up all of the liquid metal, making sure that is evenly spread on the APU as well as the actual heatsink side as well, to make sure they both match nicely with the liquid metal. Then we come round and connect all of the 44 screws on the lovely metal plate. That metal plate is quite important. It draws some heat away from the memory chips, etc. So I like to make sure it's evenly tightened, right? So I go diagonally across when I reconnect it to make sure that it's nice and flat against the motherboard. It does take some time, but it's nice to do it properly. When a PS5 comes from quite a dusty house, what I do like to do as well, because I've got it apart already, is just actually give the optical drive a quick service. So the rollers that you saw me clean there, they do get dust on them as well, and then you get the disc slip when you're trying to put the discs in, but that solves the problem. Right, so that's everything put back together. Let's plug in some power. And then push the power button, and hopefully this time we will see a white light. So there we go, we've got the blue light, it's now staying on. Gone to a white light, which is perfect. It probably will reboot because I doubt if it's shut down properly. But there you go, a fixed PlayStation 5 with a blue light of death, staying as a white light. Good. So there you go, real quick video to show you how to fix a 1 second blue light of death issue on the PlayStation 5. This isn't always the fix for a blue light of death issue. There can be other reasons why, but I've seen that issue with the capacitor down on that power out a number of times now. So it is quite a common fault. There you go, it's just rebooting now. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up. We're posting videos every week now. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. That really does help us out. So once again, thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye for now.